Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Christian Gal. I work at the East region of EIT Digital here at Budapest. And the reason of this session is so that you know more about the autonomous systems program we are offering with the Master School. There is one major deadline you should know about. That is the 3rd of February, which is coming up in a few weeks. Till then, you are able to submit your proposal as part of the phase 1. Phase 2 will be opening later in February. Today, we are trying to give you an overview, a summary of everything the program offers. We'll have here Daniele Fontanelli as a program lead of the autonomous systems, and we also have a student ambassador who will be speaking of his own experiences as a student of the program. So first of all, I would like you to give the floor to Salvatore Moccia, who is the head of Master School of EIT Digital, to say a few words about the program itself. Salvatore. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you very much to all of you, and welcome to this webinar. Yes, I am Salvatore. I am the head of Master School, and I would like to tell you that if you join us, you are starting a very exciting journey, a journey that we have already more than 2,000 students that with us before, and it's a quite exciting journey because you will not know only, let's say, the tech skills. You will have also the possibility to know business skills, because this is why our master degrees are unique in Europe. You will study in 2 different universities in 2 different countries, and so you will get 2 different certificates. But in between the first and the second year, you will get also a minor in innovation and entrepreneurship. So this is the real big difference between our program and all of the other programs in the market. And let me tell you also that our students, before finishing the studies, they already get a job. We have statistics that they can confirm this. And the job that you can get, the salary that you can get, usually it's higher than the average salary in the European market. And so this is the reason why I was telling you before that it's an exciting journey. And I hope that every one of you will have the opportunity to join the one of the master programs, and in particular the master program in the autonomous system. Autonomous system, it's booming. I mean, think about, see around you the car, Tesla car, the robot cleaning your house, the drones. I mean, it's really a market that's it's becoming bigger and bigger, and it's a very nice master what we have here with a very prestigious universities and very good professors. So thank you for coming here today, for joining us in this webinar, and let me give the floor to Daniele Fontanelli, who is the program lead of Autonomous System. And let me tell you also that it's a really privilege to have Professor Fontanelli today here with us. Thank you, Christian, and thank you to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Salvatore. So as you said, I would like to give the floor to Professor Fontanelli. Your microphone is off.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thanks, Salvatore, for the very nice introduction. I'd like to share my screen because I presented just a quick presentation for, here we go. Let me check. Okay, let me see if this is, can you see the full screen presentation?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so here I am. And so nice to meet you again. I'm Professor Daniele Fontanelli. I'm the leader of the Autonomous System programs. That is one of the program of EIT Digital Master School. And this is more or less some reasons why you should join EIT Digital. So basically, this is a special program in which you can build, let's say, your own network. You will meet a lot of international students. You can choose your own curriculum inside Autonomous Systems. You will have the possibility to join an ecosystem of locations like co-location centers, like special events with the kickoff and the summer school. So a lot of quite interesting stuff that allows you to let's say, grow a lot, both from the let's say the educational perspective, but also as a person, I would say. You will have two degrees. This is a program of 2 years with 2 degrees, one in the starting university, and another one on the ending university, in which you will take the first and the second year. This is the journey that you will take if you join Autonomous Systems. So basically, as you may see here, we have a master of 2 years. In the first year, let's say the first year starts with a kickoff event in which we join all the students of EIT Digital all together. And basically, in the first year, you will have 36 credits on technical, common base and technical activities regarding autonomous systems. You will have also about 20 credits on the IND courses, which are courses that are related more on the, let's say, business side of the development of systems. So to build your own innovation, to build to become an successful entrepreneur. And in between the first and the second year, there will be a thematic summer school, which means you will have to choose among some, I would say, quite a few summer schools with different objectives. I will give you some examples in the next slides. And you will join with other students of EIT Digital for carrying out the summer schools, in which you will take both technical, you will, let's say, learn technical stuff about the specific topic you have chosen, plus you have to solve some business cases. Then you have the second year, and basically the second year is related to the specialization that you have to choose. Again, you will have some technical courses. You will have additional courses on the innovation side of autonomous systems, plus you will have to carry out an internship with the master thesis. At the end of this journey, you will have 2 degrees, as I said before, and there will be also a graduation ceremony in which all the students that have graduated along the year will join together in one location in Europe. So let me spend just a couple of words about the autonomous systems. So basically, our program builds upon 2 different specializations that are, one is more related to computer science, and the other one instead is more related to mechatronic engineer. So basically, the idea is just to, let's say, embody the capability of mechanical systems to actually act autonomously. So basically, what we are aiming at is to develop solutions in order to, let's say, embody intelligence inside mechanical components, which are basically robots. So in this case, you will learn a set of, let's say, you will get a set of knowledge regarding modeling, estimation, machine learning, robotics, IoT, and all the, let's say, technical things that allows you to actually build this kind of systems and try to make your own innovation in this world. This is how autonomous system is organized. So basically, we have 6 different nations in which you can carry out your entry and exit. So we have 2 universities in Italy that are Bologna and Trento that offers both the first year and the second. The same happens in Aalto in Finland, in Helsinki, and then the same as happens in KTH in Sweden, in Stockholm. Then we have also 2 entries and exits, one in Hungary and the other one in France from UCA and Eurecom, and the PME and ELTE for what concerns Hungary. In the first year, all the students of autonomous system will learn the basic core competencies that are requested to actually build autonomous systems, which are robotics, artificial intelligence, modeling, estimation, and control. While in the second year, that will be in a different locations, we'll have different type of, let's say, flavors. So different way in which you can develop autonomous systems. So in KTH, the specialization is intelligent autonomous systems. And in Finland is robotics and artificial intelligence. In ELTE is related more to computer science for autonomous driving. In France is instead related to more on the, let's say, big data processing, and so collection of data and extraction of information. In Bologna, the main focus is related to smart industry and mobility, while us in Trento, we are developing autonomous robotic systems. So these are the 6 different specializations in which you can choose your specific specialization, sorry. In between the first and the second year, there are the opportunity to select a summer school. These are some examples. As you may see, the topic of the different summer school is quite different. It is also different the period in which the summer school is taken, but usually in the summer between the first and the second year, and in different locations. So if you are, for example, more interested in IoT platforms, as you may see here, IoT platforms for Industry 4.0, you can join that summer school and then follow the topic and try to solve a business problem related to that specific topic. What are the career opportunities? Salvatore already mentioned them. So basically, related to autonomous system, you can do almost everything. Indeed, autonomous system can be found in manufacturing, logistics, mining, waste, media, finance, healthcare, service sectors, in a lot of different type of application domains. In, let's say, I would say all the systems that can be somehow somehow push towards autonomy, so to let systems to take decisions regarding the environment, with also the possibility to have an let's say a physical interaction with the environments. This is the admission period. Just to, let's say it again. So we have basically 2 application periods. The first one will end in the 3rd of February this year, and the second period will open the 8th of February until the 11th of April. So you have basically 2 windows in which you can apply for autonomous systems, and of course is somehow quite important. There will be scholarships available in order to give you, and let's say, support for your period abroad in the first and second year. For the admissions criteria regarding the general application for autonomous systems, of course, we are referring to bachelors in different, let's say, field of studies. We will refer, I would say, mostly to all the students that have a degree that is related to computer science or on electrical engineering or mechanical engineering, because actually, as I said at the beginning, autonomous system actually comprise both. And of course, you have to provide also a proof of English language proficiency. These are the email address. So if you, whatever is your, if you have further questions, maybe some questions that comes out to your mind now, but maybe if you want some additional information, you can just drop us an email and we will reply with all the information that you may need. And I would say this is it from my side.
Thank you, Daniele. And so that you know, in the audience, Professor Fontanelli will stay with us, as after the student ambassador presentation, there will be a Q&A session. So any questions related to the program itself or to the admission procedure, let us know and we will make sure that your questions are answered. So after Professor Fontanelli's presentation, I would like to give the word to Piyush Kumar, who is acting as an autonomous system student ambassador. Welcome, Piyush, and thank you so much for joining. So this is the virtual floor is yours now. Please tell us your experience.
Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you so much, Christian. I would like to share my screen. Could you let me know if my screen is visible?
Yeah.
Perfect.
If you could make it slightly bigger, Piyush.
Okay.
So like a full screen one.
It is already in full screen. I'm not sure.
Okay,
how
that's
it is
right.
visible.
Then let's use this one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I will start again. So a very good morning or good afternoon, which time zone you are in. My name is Piyush Jain or Piyush Mahendra Kumar. And I'm currently in my exit year, which is in TU Berlin, studying autonomous systems. To tell you a bit more about myself, I did my entry in Aalto University. I did my summer school in Madrid, and right now I'm doing my exit in TU Berlin. I would like to stress a bit more about summer school. I would say it was a wonderful experience where you have 14 days of intense workshop, where you try to mix both of your skills, which is a technical skill as well as business skill. And I would say the highlight of EIT for me was definitely summer school. And how EIT was helpful for me was from right from the beginning. Like I remember when I first landed, they set me up with mentors and they helped me get into the country as safely as possible. And once I landed, I was looking for internships, and EIT was the one who helped me find an internship right at the first year as a part-time job. So quite helpful to manage my expenses. Even right now, I do have a startup of my own, and I had so many mentorship sessions as well as one-to-one talks with a lot of EIT mentors where they help me on a personal level on how to scale my startup. One more important aspect of EIT, which I definitely enjoy, is EIT alumni network. For me at least, I believe it's one of the best things in EIT. You get access to a lot of different people from different cultures, different countries, and one thing which I exploit from the network is that I like to travel, and I just send a message in the group like, hey, look, I'm coming to Italy. Is any of the alumni network available in Italy where I can crash to their houses? And a lot of people send me a message, hey, why not come to why don't you come to my place? And this is a good way of talking to everyone and trying to expand your network. As far as ambassador program goes, I'm here to answer any of your questions. So if you want to get in touch with me, send me a mail on my email ID, or you can reach me on my Telegram ID, which is mentioned on the slide as well. Yeah, looking forward to your questions, and I hope you guys apply for EIT digital program. Thank you. Back to you, Christian.
Thank you.
Piyush. Thank you. Please stay with us. Could you please stop sharing? Okay,
yes,
thanks.
Christian.
Yeah. So right now we are opening the floor to the Q&A. Could you use the camera, Piyush, so we can see your camera on, and also Professor Fontanelli, and also Ellen Carlson is here from the Master School office. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. So they are ready to answer any questions you might have. I saw some messages popped into the chat box. Let me check them beforehand. I've tried reaching the Sharam Nayam Syed. Okay, yeah, that's handled. Okay, thank you. So Piyush's email was mentioned at the last slide of his. I don't know who is 17MTE05, but the session is recorded, so we can send the link details after that, and then you can just rewatch it. Okay, the other question is handled. So let me go to Mridul Ubatia. You have raised your hand. Yeah, go ahead.
Greetings to the panel here. I have a question. So yesterday I applied to EIT Digital Autonomous Systems, and I made the fee payment. But while making the payment, I couldn't in the reference column I couldn't enter my details nor the application number. So how can I communicate that I have made the payment, and how can they trace it back?
Okay, I can take this question. Thank you. So my name is Elin Karlsson, and I am the head of the EIT Digital Master School office. And regarding the payment of the application fee, So I understand that you could not put the reference. You have made the payment, but you couldn't put the correct reference number. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In this case, I would ask you to send us an email about this so that I can see your application ID and everything, so that we can make sure that we can track your payment that way. So the email address that was shared by Professor Fontanelli a while ago, you can send it there. I will write it here in the chat again. So please contact us there and state your application ID and what the issue is, and then we will get back to you.
Sure, ma'am. Done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aline. We also received 2 other questions in the chat box. One is, what is the policy of joining and working in a research lab during the course of our study? Perhaps that's something for you, Professor Fontanelli?
Well, let's say that it actually depends on I would say, what do you intend for working in a laboratory? Because actually this depends on the internal policies of the university. For example, in Italy, you can actually get access to the lab, of course. You can carry out the research, you can work on your academic projects without any issue at all. If by working you intend some activities for which you will receive a salary or some sort of payment, this actually depends on the internal rules of the university. Basically, almost all the university does not pay students to do research in the lab, unless they are, let's say, carrying out some specific activities. So, for example, there is the possibility to do some sort of support that can be a didactic support, that can be an educational support, that can be tutorship, and all these kind of things that are actually regulated by the internal rules of the university that can be paid. Okay, so let's say that I would say that the answer to your question is yes, but. Okay, so not everything is paid, not all the activities could be paid, but of course you will have the opportunity to do research in the lab. This is actually granted for all the students. I don't know if I replied to your question.
Till then, I also see that on the list we have 2 representatives from BM universities. So I ask Balint Kish if he has any extra comments in regards to this. Hi, Balint.
Yes, hi. Sorry, I was playing these buttons to enable everything here. So I'm Balint Kish. I'm from the Budapest University of Technology and Economics, and I'm responsible for the entry year here. And basically, I can confirm what Daniel has just said. So we can distinguish 2 types of works in a lab. One is directly related to the studies. We encourage this. It is included in the curriculum. And the other way around is to join a research project or do some work which is related to the educational processes themselves. At our university, both is possible. Another key element is to find the correct match between the competencies of the student who would like to enter into a lab and join the research group and the profile of that research group. Of course, my advice would be for a student who come to this university or to another university to actively try to research for this match. Of course, get into touch with professors doing work in a field which is interesting for the students and so on. And once this match is usually found, then usually there is a way. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kish. Let me just take the question from Jamal from Kenya. He's asking, I've already applied to Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest for autonomous driving program under the Stipendium Scholarship. Do I need again to apply the program via EIT Digital School? Ellen, if you can.
Yes, I can reply to this one.
Thank you.
Yes, you will need to send in an application via our application portal, since they are separated from ELTIS own application. So if you want to become a student as part of the EIT Digital Master School, you will need to send the application via our portal. I can also share a link in the chat box that takes you directly to the admission page where you can see how to apply.
Excellent. Thank you, Ellen. Piyush, could you put your email ID into the chat box because Serian Ghosh is asking for it. Thank you. And then let me just take, so Serian, you have raised your hand. Was it for Piyush email or something else as well?
It's about something else. Am I audible?
Sure. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Greetings to everyone. So I would like to ask a question about actually a few things I want some clarity on. It's the first one is what can you share a little bit about the timeline of I've already applied to the program. When can we expect the results and all that?
Yes, I can answer to this question. So the application round closes on the 3rd of February, and then we send out the letter of acceptance or information in case the application would not have been successful. We send out that information on the 30th of March. And this is also something that you can find via the link that I sent in the chat box. There you can see a detailed timeline for every step of the application. And after you have potentially received a letter of acceptance, as Professor Fontanelli mentioned earlier, then you have 1 week to actually answer to the study offer. So you actively have to click accept in the study portal. So that is on the 6th of April that you would need to do that.
Yes, that answers my question. Thank you so much, Ellen. One more question that I had, or rather 2 more questions that I had, was secondly, the accommodation. Is that provided by the university, or do we have to take care of our accommodation outside university, or does it vary from university to university?
Perhaps I could take this question as well. This is something that varies a lot between the different universities and the different countries, but many universities have the opportunity to help you to find accommodation. It's not included in the tuition fees, but they can help you to find it. So after you have received a letter of acceptance and you have accepted the offer, the next step is then that the university contacts you. The entry university would contact you with all of this information regarding accommodation, a potential visa if that is needed, and all the information that you need to enroll locally at the university.
I see, I understand. And the last question that I had was for the summer internship or the summer sessions, workshops that we had. About that, are these conducted by universities, or is there a provision for us to intern at an industry in these few summer months?
Okay, I'm not sure that I got the question, and so I'm not sure if you're referring to summer school or to internship.
I'm referring to the summer school. So can you tell me if these summer school programs are conducted by some universities in different countries, or do we have a provision to go to an industry and work on a project there, industrial project?
Okay, so I would say both, but they're 2 different, let's say, timelines. So in the summer school, it's basically a workshop of a couple of weeks. Usually it is organized by research center, by academia, and also with the help and involvement of companies that will provide also some business cases, some problems to be solved, both from the let's say the technical viewpoint and the business case viewpoint. And this is carried out usually in locations like universities, like research centers, and things like that. Then in the end, at the end of the second year, I would say in the last semester of your program, then you will have to carry out a work as internship in a company, in a private company, public company, and whatever. And so you have to work on an actual problem that the company has, And from that internship, usually it will comes out the master thesis, okay? So let's say that to answer to your questions, you will have both, but in different time windows, okay? Internship at the end of the second year, and summer school in between the first and the second.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much for your response, Daniel.
Was that all, Sorian, or is there anything else? That was it.
No, Christian, that is all.
Okay, thank you. Of course, later on you can ask questions. Before I pass on the word to Ali, received a question from Amol Paudel asking how competitive is the program itself? If possible, please.
I can answer to this.
Thank you, Salvatore.
So I am professor of strategic management. So for me, the competitive advantage, it's one of the key elements of what I teach. So, and this is a question that I really like to answer. There is no a program like this program in Europe. This is really a unique program because this is the only program where you can study in two different countries and you will get not only, let's say, the tech knowledge, but you will get also the business knowledge. In Europe, according to some European Union agreements, there is the possibility to study in two different countries and to get to different certificates. But we add to this also the possibility to get a minor in innovation entrepreneurship. So it's a really, let's say, unique program. It's really unique, and this is also the reason why our students, before leaving the university, they already have a job offer. And also, this is the reason why the salary that they are getting is higher than the others, because companies, especially today, they like to have people, engineers who understand the product, but they like also to have engineers who understand the market, how to design products for the market, etc., etc. And so this is why we are unique, a unique top program.
Thank you, Salvatore. Ali Ahmad, you have raised your hand.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, we can.
All right. So my name is Ali. I have done bachelor's from University of Debrecen in Hungary, and I live in Budapest right now. So my question really is, actually, I'm applying in cybersecurity master's program. I just saw that this one, we have this events now, so it's better to ask. I wanted to ask about the scholarship requirements. What are the requirements? Do we need like 4 or 5 recommendation letters from my previous university, or is there any other documentation required for me to upload on the portal?
I'm so sorry, could I please ask you to repeat the last part there?
Yes, I'm just asking about the requirements for applying for a scholarship. Do we have to upload how many recommendation letters from our professors from the previous university, or is there something else do you require?
And Aline, if I may add, I see 2 questions concerning also scholarships. So if you could just package into one answer all those. So one question is, what does the EIT Digital Scholarship cover? And the other one is, what is the selection procedure? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so there are different financial support options available. There are scholarships offered by EIT Digital Master School, and these are tuition fee waivers, full or half tuition fee waivers. And these, when you apply to these, you simply check a box in the application portal. It's under section 4 in your application. It's called, I believe it's called financial support. And there you check the box that says that I wish to apply for the EIT Digital Scholarship. And then you don't really need to do anything else to be considered for this scholarship. And they are merit-based, so it will depend on, well, the overall outcome of your application. Of course, it's good if you also send in all of those extra documents that are optional, for example, the video pitch that you can send in. You can also send in a letter of recommendations. There is not really a minimum requirement for how many, but everything that you think can support your application also certificates if you have taken some extra course or so. Then there are other scholarships offered by the universities, for example, and we also have something called the deferred tuition fee payment plan. And here you will need to upload some extra documents. But on this tab that I mentioned before, tab number 4, financial support, you can see if you open up each of these different categories, you can see exactly what we require from you, what kind of documents and so on. So you will need to open that up and you will need to submit the correct documents and fill out the information there. And this has to be done before you send in the application. So by the deadline, the 3rd of February, all of these documents have to be uploaded there for you to be considered for the different scholarships. Was that answer enough to your question?
That was enough. Thank you so much.
Okay, Ellen, can you please put in the chat the link to the different scholarships available?
Yes.
Thank you.
I also wish to mention that on the website, you find all of the information and the different scholarships that are available. There is a detailed list there. I have put it in the chat right now. So there you can see exactly what they cover and from which university it is and so on. So I would recommend you to have a look there and you will find all of the information. And if you would still have any questions, then of course you're welcome to reach out to us by sending an email and we will guide you further.
Thank you, Aline. And just one more comment to Ali. So that you know, there is a general info session of the Master School programs at the 24th of January. So you feel free to come. As you said, you might consider apply for another program. And also on the 26th, I believe, Aline and the Master School office is organizing a webinar on the actual technical practicalities of your submission. Both are really useful to attend. And an extra comment, Ali, if you let your peers know in your class at Debrecen about our program, that's much appreciated. Okay, thank you.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you, Ali. I see 2 questions from Surian. Does the current energy problem in Europe have a potential impact on the European job market? I don't think there is anyone right now who can answer to this question in details.
Yeah, I can try. Again, as Professor of Strategic Management, I can try to give you an answer. Rian, take into consideration that there is really a huge lack of this kind of professionals in the market. And when we are talking about a huge lack, it's very huge. We are talking about 1 million of persons. So even if now we are hit by this energy problem, I don't forecast a loss of jobs. And even if we are already observing that some tech companies, they are firing. But again, the market is so huge. There are a lot of positions not filled that I would say that you will not have problem for this. And going back again to the competitive advantage that we were mentioning before, do not forget, and Piyush here is a good example, that we are now talking about the education at the universities, but EIT Digital is also innovation. So 15–20% of our students, you create your own startup. And Piyush here, it's a good example. So don't think only in terms of joining EIT Digital program to get a good job in a corporation. Think also about joining us to develop your dream, to develop your product, to create your startup. And because here we have these 2 pillars, education, but also innovation.
Thank you so much, Salvatore. That answers my question.
Thank you, Salvatore. I see one follow-up question from Ali Kohar. I'm not sure if I got my answer about the procedure, although Ellen was explicitly explaining it, but if there's anything else that you can add, Ellen, please.
Ali, if you would be comfortable to unmute yourself and maybe specify which part that was unclear, or if you prefer to write it in the chat, then I would be happy to explain it further. But I can repeat that it is in the actual application after you have created a profile in the application portal and you have initiated the application. Then it is in tab number 4. this is where you actually apply for the scholarship or scholarships, the different ones that are available.
Greetings all. Actually, I was talking about how are we supposed to get selected, on what basis, on our previous record, on our recommendation, or something else, like our motivational letters.
How you should add that to your application?
No, he wants to know the criteria for the selection.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the criteria.
Okay, then I think Daniele Fontanelli should maybe take this question.
Yeah, I mean the criteria for the scholarship assignment, or the criteria for the evaluation and assessment of students?
You can answer to both, because there is also the other question in the chat.
Okay, so basically we carry out an assessment of the students. So we will consider the bachelor, that he is where the bachelor has been gained, and also what are the, let's say, the courses and the background that each student has in relation to the selected entry and exit for the master school. We also, of course, evaluate the other activities that the students may have carried out. So I don't know, additional working activities that it has carried out, if it has some experience related to the specific problem in this case of autonomous system. We will consider also the motivation of the students, that is actually write it down explicitly in the letter of motivation. And also we evaluate the, let's say, the entrepreneurship idea that the student has. So you have to provide us with some, let's say, idea about a potential project that you may think you would solve at the end of the course about autonomous system, that of course has to deal with the technical stuff that you will learn during the course. Sorry, and then in the end, given the letter of motivation, the curriculum, the bachelor, and everything, we try to have let's say, an assessment of the overall evaluation of the students. If it is a skilled students, if we believe it is a good, let's say, profile, a good students, a good choice for the program, provided the entry and exit specialization that he has selected. This is so much for the assessment of the student. So we will try to evaluate everything, of course, including also the grade that the student had at the bachelor. Then the scholarship is usually, let's say, requested, because of course us as academic partners, we can, of course, we are, let's say, we are able to assess a student, but we do not control directly the scholarship, because this is more related to an administrative issue. So what we do is to, let's say, suggest what are the students that, in our opinion, have a good, let's say, profile. They are good students, and they should have a scholarship. Of course, this is the scholarship that we are requested is all based on the merit of the students, on how the students is a good student for the program. Then we make this kind of requests. Some of the requests will be accepted, some other will not. Of course, since we try to have, let's say, the same amount of scholarship that are spread out throughout the program, of course, there is a, let's say, an advantage to join a university with less students that join that particular university. So, for example, huge campus, of course, have a lot of applications, and so in that case, it may be a little bit more complicated to have a scholarship, while large campuses maybe it's a little bit more probable. So this is the, let's say, the overall picture about the assessment and the scholarship assignment.
Thank you, Daniele.
Thank you.
Lorenzo Ficci, sorry.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so my question is about, is there a deadline for the bachelor degree to obtain? Because, for example, in my university in Polytechnic Milano, there is the opportunity to graduate in September. And so I would like to know if all the entry university will accept this degree obtained in middle September, maybe.
I can reply to this question. Well, it depends a little from university to university, but again, on the website there is good information about this in case you have not yet completed your bachelor degree before you send in the application, or even maybe even before the semester at your entry university would start. In that case, if you have ongoing studies, then you need a statement that certifies that you actually are in the last year of your studies. And this must be written by your current university, and it needs to be stamped and so on. You find all of that detailed information on the website as well. So have a look there. And if there would be any questions remaining, then reach out to us and we can look into it more in detail.
So fine, can you just share the link, please?
Yes, it is actually one of the links that.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, let's see. I will send it again, just in case. Here, the required documents. Under there, you find it.
And also, if I may add, the question on the language exam is also something important to make sure that you fulfill the requirement. Lorenzo, that was it. We can move on.
If I can add something about this specific question by Lorenzo, since we are both Italian, so we have exactly the same kind of issues for the students from Trento, and there are, I wouldn't say a lot, but quite a few students that will graduate in September, and they usually join the EIT Digital. So, of course, you have to provide the documents from your student secretary. So we need an official document for the university that states that you will be, let's say, or you are trying to graduate in September, that everything is fine, that you have enough credits for graduation in September, but that there is no issue as far as we have an official document.
Yes, okay, fine, because I just wanted to make sure that every entry university started lesson in September and not earlier. Just that.
Okay, thank you, Lorenzo. Let's move on to Philip Wetzlar.
Yeah, hi together. I just got one question concerning the English proficiency tests. I know there's some information on the website, but I've seen that there are different levels to entry at different universities. So my question would be, is there some basic or minimal proficiency needed? Because, for example, for me, I got only the UniCert certificate, like provided from my university, because I studied partly in English, but not fully in English. So that's why I'm asking.
Yes, I can at least begin to reply to this question. So regarding English proficiency, you say some minimum. I mean, there is a general, let's say, for the IELTS test, we have like an overall band score that is accepted by all universities. So if you take an IELTS test and you score within this, then you can apply to all of the universities. The minimum English requirements, that is a bit tricky to answer to. At least I don't have that information right now, but in this, the document that we have, well, it's not a document, a page on the website, university-specific language test and exemption, as you mentioned, in there you have all of the information for all of the universities. So if there is a university that you are particularly interested in, I would recommend you to check those and see the English proficiency test that you have, can they accept it, and are you within the correct range? Otherwise, if you want to have the possibility to apply to all of the universities, I would recommend you to take an IELTS test. That is the
So just to make sure that I get accepted at any university, you mean? Okay.
Do you know perhaps which university specifically would like to apply for?
Hello. I would like to start in Stockholm.
Okay.
Or I thought of, and
Ja, iets over
finishing
master.
in Trento.
Ik had gemaild met een vraag.
Sorry, Philip. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. So that's why I'm asking, because I've read that I think if you start in Trento, you don't need any certificate. And if you go to your second year, then it doesn't matter anymore because you had to prove your English proficiency before in the first year. So basically, I know that. So to sum it up, I need to do an IELTS or a Cambridge or something like this official certificate.
Yeah, I had that in the chat, the link to our website where you will see the English requirement for each of our universities.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I didn't. You just sent it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the
perfect.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much.
And just to comment also on what you said there, that the exit university, the majority of the exit universities accept your English proficiency since you have been studying already 1 year with us at the entry university.
Okay. And another question, every combination is possible, isn't it? As long as I get accepted by the university.
So you have to study in 2 different countries. And of course, the 2 different universities. But as long as they are included in a mobility map for autonomous systems, and 2 different countries, 2 different universities, then should be fine. I don't know, Daniele, did you wish to add something there?
It's perfect. It's perfect. Just to make an example, you cannot have the entry in Bologna and the exit in Trento. This is forbidden. But this is the only combination that is actually forbidden.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 university, 2 countries. Okay.
Yeah. And one question to Piyush, because as you study autonomous systems and you finish your degree in Berlin, like was there the possibility to finish the study in Germany before, and now it isn't possible anymore? Because like the TU Berlin isn't in the official information sheet, I would say.
Yes, it's
hey.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, Ellen can answer that question, I believe.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm sorry for interrupting you. Yes, it's correct that TU Berlin was accepting students to their university. They are not anymore, so this is not an option for this cohort specifically then.
Okay, perfect. That's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Philip. We saw a hand raised from Emily. Apps EB Fun.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, Emily, so the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. I had a specific question about my case. I'm now in my second year of my bachelor creative technology, which is not one of the bachelors that's listed on your website, since it's quite specific. So I sent an email about whether that would be applicable, and then I was sent towards this meeting. And I was wondering if you could tell me more about it, perhaps.
I'm not really sure if I got your question. Maybe you, Daniel. Yeah. So you are asking about the like general overview of the program itself?
No. Sorry. My question is if I'm applicable to the Masters of Autonomous Systems with the Bachelor Creative Technology from the University of Twente, or if I need to do a pre-master program, or where I can find information about that.
Daniela, perhaps you can take this.
Go ahead, Salvatore.
Again, one of the link that was shared by Helen, you have all the information regarding the certificates that you need to start your application.
And are these the certificates that are mentioned on the website you refer to, or other certificates?
All the certificates are in the website. If you check on, you can start checking firstly in the program autonomous system. In the general page of autonomous system, it's written what are the certificates that we are accepting to study in this program.
Yeah. And then
see, if you have a degree in philosophy and it's not in the list, you cannot apply in this program. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, I understand. So any degree other than the ones listed are not applicable.
It depends. It depends.
Yeah. Let's say it actually depends because for every degree that we receive, for every application, we will go through all the transcript of records. So we will have an idea about, let's say, the type of education that you have received. This is actually independent from the type of bachelor that you have. Okay, as Salvatore said, of course, if you come with a bachelor in philosophy, it is a little bit difficult to actually apply. You can, but you have to be aware that that could be, I would say, a leap of faith rather than an application. Okay, so we will go through the transcript of records. We will check all the courses that you have taken with the grade for each courses that you have taken, and then based on the type of bachelor and the type of background that you have, we will decide if the background that you have is actually something that is useful for your career in an autonomous system or not. So it's actually difficult for us to give you just a name. So that's why in the website it is written in a broader way, because there are different systems all around the world with the same, I mean, within that, let's say, broad topic that we've written on the website, more or less, it falls the 95% of the students that applies. But of course, there are also some other type of applications that we consider. For example, we have accepted in the past a student that has a bachelor in economy. But still, economy is something that we can be accepted because that student had also some other courses that have been taken, like small master courses on programming, for example, on robotics, for example. So in that case, we let's say evaluated the student as something that is eligible and could participate to autonomous system. I don't know if I made myself clear and if it is clear enough.
Yeah, very clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela. Thank you, Emily. Question from Huijing Zhou. I hope my pronunciation is right. I would like to know what is the difference between the first and second rounds, and do the dates affect the application? I think it's you, Ellen.
Yeah, I can take this question. Well, let's say that there isn't really a big difference in the application round apart from, well, the dates of the rounds, because this first application round that opened in November and closes now on the 3rd of February, it's mostly aimed to students that would need a study visa to study in EU. So simply, it's better to apply in this period to have time to actually receive your letter of acceptance and then apply for your visa. Because if you would apply in the second period, the letter of acceptance are sent out so late at the end of May that for some universities, it's actually impossible to get your study visa in time to arrive at the start of the semester. So if you do not already hold a visa for EU, then we strongly recommend you to apply in the first period. However, of course, we do not, you're allowed to apply in period 2 if you prefer that, but we recommend period 1. And can also mention that this year it's possible again to apply for 2 different programs. So for example, if you would submit an application now for autonomous system in period 1 or for any of the other program, but for some reason your application would unfortunately not be successful, then in application round 2, you have the opportunity to send in an additional application for the remaining programs. If you would be interested in another program than the one that you already applied for in period 1, then you can do so in period 2. But important to note is that you cannot send in an application again for the same program that you already applied for in period 1. But other than that, there is not really any huge difference between the periods. And the last part of your question, if the dates affect the application, I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. If I have not answered that part of your question yet, then please either raise your hand or write again in the chat.
Okay, thank you. The second question, it means that if I submit the second rounds, my application will be limited or more list numbers than the first round.
If it would be limited, like if there would be less universities or so to apply to.
Yes.
No, that is not the case. You have the same opportunities in period 2 as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aline. And speaking of applying for 2 different programs, let me put in the chat the next info session we are going to have, which is happening next Thursday, so 1 week from now, on data science, the 19th. And there is another one, which has been mentioned, is the general one on the 24th. I added these 2 links into the chat box. Please check them and register. And we appreciate also if you share it in your networks and among friends to come. And there is one extra by the Master School office on the 26th. I'm not sure if, Ellen, you can put your link here, so you can people can register. We look forward to seeing you at these sessions to learn more about data science and again about the general one. But let me get back to 2 last questions, I believe, for today. One is from Emily again.
Yes, I'm not sure if I could only join this meeting later, so if this has been said before, then I'll just watch the recording. But what is the main advantage of studying this program at the EIT Digital School compared to just the regular university?
I believe, Piyush, you can answer.
So this program has something for everyone. So if you're interested in business aspect, then 50% of my courses are from business. If you're something into technology, then another 50% of them are high intense tech courses. Other than that, we have summer school, which is between both your entry and exit university. There's 14 days of intense workshops where you're divided into groups and you're asked to solve a business case. Other than that, you have your EIT digital network, alumni network, and where EIT helps you to get placements or help you scale your startup, or it's just a network. You can scrutinize it as much as you want. But other than that, there are more other advantages, like you get if you have a startup. Then I remember many of my EIT mentors helping me out toward the startup. And after a point of time, they would even invest in your startup if you have enough traction to show to the people. So yeah, it is something for everyone, I would say.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. And trust me, if I would ask anyone to say where they're from or where they're currently at, it's truly a global network right now. But we don't have that much time because we have so many locations right now in this call. Philip, you have the last question.
Yes, one last question. Perfect. As we spoke a lot about the scholarship, but I didn't quite get, do we get the acceptance of the scholarship within the deadline, like once we get accepted, or is it afterwards?
So for the scholarships from EIT Digital Master School, they are sent out at the same time as the letter of acceptance. Then you also get a notification if you have received a scholarship or not. Same thing for the deferred tuition fee payment plan. It's also announced at the same time, as well as a few of the scholarships that are offered by the universities, but well, some of the scholarships from universities will also be announced a little bit later, a few days later, but within the time frame for when you have to accept your study offer. So before you make the final decision, you should have that information.
Okay, perfect. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Philip, and thank you for all the questions. And as said, the session has been recorded, so we're going to upload it perhaps today, but most likely tomorrow on YouTube, so you can rewatch it for any questions and comments you might have. And still, if you have any questions left, send it to the Master School office. I believe Ellen just typing the email address where you can send the questions. And again, we have a data science info session on the 24th. So on the 19th of January, 1 week from now, the data science session, and we have the general info session on the 24th. And on the 26th, there is another one by the Master School office on the actual practicalities and how to make sure that you have a successful application. Thank you so much for coming, for being here, and we look forward to having you in the program. Thank you all. And thank you, Piyush, of course, joining, and you to Professor Fontanelli. Thank you all. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.